Spelled out in white, and that kind of crimson color coming over the white numerals and white Kansas as Zach Smith whacks it into the backcourt for Justin Gray, and we're off and running with the Red Raiders in black, white numerals trimmed in scarlet. Texas Tech in white across the front of the black jersey top. Man-to-man defense to begin for the Kansas Jayhawks, ranked third in the country, and it's a yo-yo dribble at the midcourt circle for Evans. Evans gets it off for Smith. Smith wants to drive. Lucas couldn't do it. Ball deflected but grabbed by Livingston. 7 on the shot clock for Evans. Step back, follow away jumper, front rimmed it. And rim high for the rebound for the Jayhawks. Josh Jackson. Luke sprints all the way to the basket. His floater is off the glass. No, but a follow dunk for Josh Jackson. His 32nd dunk of the season.
Secondary break right there. I mean, it's that transition defense we talked about. And if Luke is going to initiate it, you're in trouble.
Yeah, he's one that would be most shy. As Gray drives, reverse layup, up and in.
Yeah, he beat them at their own game right there. As you got back before they did. Luke got beat on the drive.
There's a left baseline drive, so left to right, and Gray ties us at 2. Devontae Graham flips to Frank Mason. Mason just incredible out there every game it seems. Jackson with a left-hand bounce, skips it to the right corner for Luke. He's going to penetrate all the way in, pass deflected, but grabbed by Lucas. Left corner 3 by Devontae Graham. Front rim and right, rebound on the right block for Texas Tech and Zach Smith. Smith heads the other way, crosses his defender, bowls in, shoots the floater, rolled out, tap good by Niem.
And you can drive Landon Lucas. He does not want to foul. He's the only big man Kansas has. You can drive him. Jack Smith does a good job right there. Nice putback right there by Justin.
Okay, you only play 7 players usually as Jackson brings it right corner 3. Luke off to the left and strong. Livingston saves it up and for Zach Smith, and the Red Raiders run right to left in black, leading 4-2. 18-12 left to play in the first half. Student section standing.
And you've got an issue with the official back here, Hacks. He has not come down the other end of the floor. And they're going to stop you. You're in mid-offensive possession right now. Now you've got 20 seconds on the shot clock.
And you got to get it inbounded, right. Yeah. Well, they did that. That's Evans. Man-to-man defense for the Hawks, and it's over to the left side for Anthony Livingston. Shot clock is at 10 for Keenan Evans. Off a screen, steps right, wants to go back left with a pass. He does on a teardrop to Anthony. 5-4, Anthony on the back down, don't know if he knows it. Spins 2-1, he didn't never know it. Shot clock violation.
Red, which means when the shot clock gets 10 seconds or below, they have to know that. You have to have that internal clock going. Anthony just missed it right there.
Handoff goes to Graham. KU loves the dribble weave. Jackson downhill, down the right side of the key. Layup good. Bowled through Anthony Livingston to get the lay in. Jackson has all 4 for the Jayhawks.
You're not going to see Kansas worry about the shot clock today, partner. they're not concerned about that.
Catch and fire, Smith. Yes! Corner long 2 for Zach Smith. That was a pure jumper, and he's been working on that constantly as well. 6-4, Texas Tech. Lob pass to Lucas with position. Goes in, over the left shoulder, bricked it. Tap back down to Lucas, put back no, and Livingston spears the rebound for the Red Raiders. 17:05 left to play in the first half. Tech up 6-4 on third-ranked Kansas. Yo-yoing the bounce, crossing over. Stevenson flies by, but boy, there's Mason with
American Frank Mason. He gets beat, he's going to beat you right back, which is what he did, knock the ball out from behind him there.
Mason said, I'm not going to let that happen. Yeah. Inbound successful. Ross has checked into the game, calling for a big game from him. Flashing out front, there's Keenan. With a little up fake, he couldn't get it going. 10 on the shot clock. Stepping out for a 3, Zach Smith. Back rim and high up over the backboard.
In the possession, continue to drive the basketball. You'll be rewarded for it.
16:40 left to play in half number 1 here in the Hub City. We're at United Supermarkets Arena, and Kansas in the grays move left to right with a spin move. Mason missed the shot. Rim high to get the rebound. Then threw it in the right corner where it's off Keenan Evans. It'll be Kansas ball.
Yeah, they missed it. Chris Beard kind of got a smile on his face right here. Gary Maxwell looking at right over here in our direction.
Well, the eyesight jokes will be out here in just a few moments if those continue. Ball reversal left side, down to the left block. This is Jackson back to the basket, baby hook good. That's easy. He's got all 6 for KU.
Yeah, it's just, again, shot clock, runs out on you, then you have a steal right there. I mean, those are things you can't do against a team like this.
Well, they are out in passing lanes, making it difficult to play catch around the perimeter. Tied at 6, 4 minutes gone. Rocker step right, Evans free throw line jumper, bingo.
Well, he's starting to fall in love with that step back fadeaway jumper. It's a tough shot. He's knocked down his fair share, though.
Lob pass underneath. This is Lucas. Crushes into Ross, layup good. They call the foul called on them. 0 fouls so far on KU. Tied at 8 as Lucas with a right wrist wrap. His wrist is wrapped up around his thumb with tape. Studies the rim, puts it high above his head and makes. The radio with you. You can interact with us at Guns Up Radio. We're all over the country, all over the world. On the TuneIn app and Sirius and the Texas Tech Sports Network, as Thomas just zooms up the left sideline and lets everybody catch up. Jayhawks by one, man-to-man defense. They're switching on perimeter screens. Backdoor cut, Evans underneath, layup, good. Livingston.
Yeah, it's a nice cut right there by Keenan, too. He understood where he was at, able to finish right there, right on that right block.
Devontae Graham sets up the dribble weave with Mason. Now Mikhailuk rumbles over to the left side, hands it off. They switch on that screen. Smith walled it off. Now Mikhailuk rises left corner, three front rim. Quick rebound, falls down to Keenan Evans, who runs with the Wolves. He's got three people around him, and then slows down to pass it out to Devin Thomas. 5 minutes gone. Thomas drives. He's there. Layup, miss. Foul called. Just rolled off the front of the cup. Thomas, 76% at the line this year. Clanks it. Strong.
Yeah, see, these are the things that if you want to beat a one seed, which is what Kansas is according to the selection committee, you got to make free throws.
Thomas, front rim, missed them both. Should have had the layup. Obviously should have had the free throws. Both of them don't happen. LaGerald Vick is in for the first time. He's giving Graham a breather. Pounding the rock at the top of the circle. Frank Mason over to Mikhailuk. Red Raiders lead at 10-9. 14:48 left to play in the first half. Mason off a couple of staggered screens, chased by a double team, in big trouble. He's trapped and out of bounds off of on the shot clock level. I have a feeling that doesn't bother Kansas.
Not at all.
6-5, Mikhailuk, Mason puts it on the deck, the floater from 5, missed strong, whacked down twice. Jackson saves it in for Kansas.
That's a big time play by potential first round draft pick.
Mason up in the air, left wing, there's Vick for 3, front rim, rebound tapped and grabbed beautifully by Justin Gray of Texas Tech and level. That was a huge bullet dodged.
That's the second time you've dodged a bullet there. You've got to grab those rebounds.
Gray, ball in his left hip pocket, 14-12 left to play first half. Livingston, quiet offensively, dumps it for Niem underneath with a shot fake. He goes up and lays it.
Getting that motion offense, giving Kansas some problems. We've seen, Keenan and Niem, get those passes right there on the block, right there, able to finish both times.
Mikhailuk on the rumble, hands it off to Vick. He'll patrol middle and teardrop it left corner for Jackson, driving by Gray. Sidearm pass to Mikhailuk, open 3. Air ball, foul against Texas Tech.
A little example of that so far today. If you'll continue to run your offense and drive the basketball instead of settling for a
new shot clock. Bragg posts up to accept the inbounds, back to the inbounder in Mason. Drives by Smith, crashing in, foul, not to the floor, no foul. Millinghouse almost had a steal. There goes Mason, down the right side of the key, missed the layup. To the baseline and grabbed by Niem Stevenson. Red Raiders rumble right to left with a 12-9 advantage. Smith at the top of the circle. That motion offense is working, stick with it, fellas. Thomas rips and drives by the defender, layup missed. Shot, he swoops in. He's got the loose ball. Aaron Ross, dance step left, right wing 3, Stevenson. Short, and it falls down to Jackson, who's on the run for Kansas. He hits the accelerator. Runs into Shondell. Left corner Mason. 7 minutes gone in the first half. KU no points in the last 2:40. 4 for 15 from the field. Graham for 3. You knew it.
Well, yeah, you're only gonna. These guys are only gonna miss him for so long. But that's the thing. When you see how good Kansas is just individually, their margin for error is so much greater than yours is, which is why you can't afford to miss free throws and give them, separate opportunities.
Tough pass handled by Shondell Millinghouse, and then he threw it right to Frank Mason. Shondell playing for the first time this season without the headband, just threw it away. Vick in transition. Goes back to Graham, who just hit the 3. Tied at 12. 12:20 left to play first half. Mason draws out Thomas, plows into him, and a foul called.
That's just an elite shooter when you make over half of them and you shoot as many as he does.
106 threes this year.
And you come out to guard him to try to take that away, and then he drives you.
Trying to black out KU. Mason, shoulders rise and fall. 3 dribbles of the rock. Little flex in the knees. Got it. 1 for 2.
Trying to speed you up right here.
Yeah, sure enough, here they come with some pressure.
A little full court press.
And then it backs off. Now it's 1-on-1 with Graham and Evans. Evans holds up his right hand, making a claw shape, and then scoots to the right wing, out to Ross. Ross, extra pass. Millinghouse drives left baseline, in trouble. Falls down and hands it to Mikhailuk. That's not going to get called, Shotty. Here comes Svi Mikhailuk. Right wing, Vick, right corner. Devontae Graham, who has a recent 3. Flips it out front for Carlton Bragg Jr. Now LeGerald Vick sprints down the lane. Runs over Ross. Oh, block called on Ross. Maybe 2 free throws coming for LeGerald Vick, who's a 91% free throw shooter, 21 of 23 this year. It's up and it is good. Perfect for LeGerald. The next free throw, it's good. The lead for Kansas in a 6-0 run, and 2:30 without a point for Texas Tech. 15-2.
Yeah, and you know, I may rethink that.
I'm sorry, 15-12. I'm sorry.
Rethink that on Aaron Ross. I mean, Chris Beard may just feel like, you know,
Yes.
at some point in this half, if you have to have him, use him. I mean, what do you? There's no tomorrow. What are you waiting on?
Suit again, his team out in the gray uniforms, the retro throwbacks for KU. Texas Tech and the All Blacks. Inbounds, gets by Mikhailu, caught by Stevenson, who checks his footing. Drives it down the right side of the key, hanging layup, missed the rim. And plucking it off the backboard bounce, Devontae Graham. Mikhailu's already got it the other way, hands to Bragg. Bounce pass, charge called, no. A walk on Bragg, and it'll be
maybe a charge right there.
My refereeing self called a charge.
That's right. But goodness. And you're being aggressive. Now, it's a little out of control. You know, Shadi and Niem have gone to the rack a little out of control at times, but you're, again, trying to drive the basketball.
Smith, dance step, rises, free throw line, jumper, halfway down it popped on nothing but Jayhawks there, and Bragg leading the charge. Outlet pass to Devontae Graham. Mason's not on the floor at the moment. Jayhawks leading by 3. 10:50 left to play in the first half. Vick for 3. Got it. Just Vick knocks down his 23rd 3 of the season. And now a 9-0 run for KU, and the largest lead at 6.
And you can't have these scoring droughts. You're going to have to figure out, you know, call something bread and butter wise and get to it.
Smith allowed to play out there all day, and he's been out on the perimeter more than anything. Evans, tough jumper, straight on, bang, I don't know how, but he got it. He's got 6 points. And that 9-0 run is busted. Now you've got to play defense, trailing 18-14.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's bread and butter, but you will certainly take it.
Bragg late arriving to the party, now shows up. Tech in a man-to-man defense. There's the high screen on the roll. It's a ball fake on a pass and a high layup missed. Smith tapped it out to Mikhailu. And another chance for KU. Airball chance for Mikhailu, who badly airballed one earlier, but it still resulted in KU points. Straight on, this is Graham over to Bragg, point left. One bounce, and a Mikhailu. Steps left for a 3, got it.
Yeah, I guess he's too worried about the students section chanting air ball right there as he drained that one. He's going to get plenty more opportunities today, too. He's just scary on that secondary break.
Livingston for 3. Missed it short. Great rebound for Gray. He's knocked to the floor, no foul, and it's ripped out by Kansas. Crowd going crazy at that no call. Graham to Mikhailu, another left wing 3, front rim, and that's Zach Smith on the Big 12 logo going up to get it.
And keep in mind the bad blood with Landon Lucas and Anthony Livingston and Lawrence that led to that technical foul. Big 12 comes back and says that should have been a double technical foul. It was only called on Livingston to kind of change the game there, so we'll keep an eye on that.
9 minutes left to play in the first half. Football score, 21-14 Jayhawks. Evans with an up fake, drops it between his legs. Left corner Stevenson, drives it to the hoop. Got hammered, layup, missed. He will shoot 2.
At the arc right there, but he will foul you if you'll make a good move on him.
Niem rattles in the out hushes for Stevenson, who stands with hands on hips and then cups the ball under his right elbow.
And as we suspected, Ross back in the game, even though he's got those 2 personal fouls.
Throw rattled out for Stevenson. So now the last 4 free throws, the Red Raiders have made 1. KU heading left to right. Mason is back into the fray. Stevenson trying to slow him. Flashing and catching Vick. Top of the circle, Jackson looks right, tosses back left. Temple is really jousting underneath. Not good enough. Baby hook good for Landon Lucas over the left shoulder and down with the right hand. An 8-point lead for KU, the largest. 23-15. Scraping off the screen. Stevenson to Temple, who doesn't look for the shot. Lucas jumping on his tiptoes in front of him. Man-to-man defense for the Jayhawks. Smith starts right, goes back left to Evans. Up fake, step in. Mason right with him. 10 on the shot clock on the jump pass. Tough fall away. Jay, good for Smith.
Hovering around that 50% field goal percentage mark, but I'm telling you, you hope they can keep it up. That's how they're scoring right now.
3 threes for Kansas, no 3s for Texas Tech. Graham lobs for Lucas. He's wide open under the goal. Layup good, and count the basket. He's fouled. 5 minutes. KU leading at 3:45 so far this first half. And a bunch of time tied as Lucas studies, puts it high above his head, and throws a brick. It went out after hitting the rim, spun out of there, and Anthony Livingston gets the rebound for the Red Raiders. Trailing 25-17. We're back to live action. Evans, jump pass, left corner for Niem Stevenson. Graham goes out to greet him. Man-to-man defense has been tight all afternoon for Kansas. Gray has done virtually nothing, and Livingston on the same boat. Pass deflected from Smith and stolen away by Lucas. Just basically threw it right to Lucas. He's so long, he jumped up and swiped it.
And Hacks, that's 6 turnovers here in the first half.
Oh, my.
Kansas just won.
Yeah, they're taking care of the rock as Mason bullets himself to the goal. Layup good. Charge called. What do you know? No bad last time.
Yeah, you will take it. You will take it.
Not complaining, that's for sure. 7:20 left to play the first half. Red Raider crowd trying to hang in there, get something to cheer about. There's a high screen waiting on Evans. He'll jump to throw it to the screener, Smith, who drives, kicks, right corner three, Livingston, way short. Long rebound, Niem Stevenson outside the three-point line. Touched over to Evans. He's going to fling it for three. Bang! A gun free ball for Evans.
Boy, I'm telling you, he's hit some big shots in the last 2 game Hacks. I mean, he's not afraid to take it, steps up. I mean, yeah, you need your crowd into the game right now for sure.
25-20, Red Raiders trail it. Out it goes to Mason. Chris Beard up applauding, needing his team to get a stop. Mason pursued by a double team, throws it left corner for Jackson. He'll drive left baseline, 3 Red Raiders there. Mikhailuk right corner, 3, good. Svi Mikhailuk's having himself a day all of a sudden.
You scramble around and you try to blitz the ball screen out here up top as they dribble weave, and then you just end up rotating around and they just find the open guy. It's just good basketball by Kansas.
4 threes for Kansas, 1 for the Red Raiders. They lead by 8. The guys from Lawrence, 12-time reigning Big 12 champs. Evans on the drive, left-hand layup good. By Bragg. Keenan Evans really starting to light it up.
Yeah, and he used the rim right there to help protect his shot. Went up and under right there.
Graham, left corner, left wing, top of the key, Mikhailuk. Extra pass, right corner, Jackson, 3. Good grief.
All coming from the right corner, and they just pass it around the perimeter.
Largest lead for Kansas at 9, 31-22. 5:45 left in the first half. Stevenson tripped on his drive by Graham. Graham baseballs it to Bragg, who fumbled it to Gray. Numbers now headed the other way. Gray veers out, finds Smith, who fumbles, jumps to pass it to Stevenson. And now they settle down with Livingston. And everybody has caught up, trying to catch their breath. Terrible pass by Anthony. What in the world?
And that's 7 turnovers, Hacks.
Graham, out of control. Oh, she bailed.
From the corner, which we've seen today.
KU now 5 for 11 from three-point range. They missed their first several. But Chris Level said it, they're not going to miss them very long, and they've started to light Texas Tech up. Up 31-22, 5:10 left to play the first half. Graham, for a very rare time, pauses the KU offense, and now they play catch to the right corner. Jackson will catch it and fire it short. Rebound yanked out of the air by Justin Gray of Texas Tech. KU actually getting out rebounded 14-12, but they're up by 9 with 4:50 left to play the first half. Thomas straight on. Lets Gray cut through. Man-to-man defense for Kansas all day. Baseline left in front of Bill Self. Justin Gray holds it near his shoe top. Shoots it from 18, front rim. Loose ball. Millinghouse couldn't get it. It's scooped, and it's amazing how fast Graham gets down the floor as he sets up the offense for Kansas. Again, they're up by 9. Lucas had a deep post, but they couldn't find him. Here's the high dribble weave. Now they go to Lucas on the left block. Touch to the right corner. Mikhailuk heat check 3. Good.
I mean, it's
what can you do?
Yeah, it's a clinic right now on the offensive end. You just can't. Yeah, Chris here by the Jayhawks and
6.
Yeah, 6. Stat sheet not updated. Sorry about that. But yeah, feels now you've dug yourself a bit of a hole here. 34-22. Excuse me.
Lucas playing Smith so loosely that he can't drive it by him. Back to work. 4-minute mark. Straight on 3. Stevenson. Bang. A gun for Niem.
You know, and he's sneaky with that 3-point shot. He's turned himself into a 40% 3-point shooter. I mean, there was times in the non-conference.
He's about to pass Ross.
Yeah, there's a time in the non-conference when you would cringe when he would pull the trigger. A bit out of control or not in the flow of the offense. Now he steps up. He's taking them and making them.
There's an alley-oop dunk by Jackson down the assist from Graham.
And Al Pinkins was, the Texas Tech assistant, was calling it about 7 seconds before it actually happened. He could see it coming.
Jackson went high. Right wing 3, Evans. Bang, a gun's up. All right, the Red Raiders starting to get a little offensive flow. Have all of a sudden started nailing shots from downtown, and Evans is already up to 14 points. Keenan 6 for 7 from the field.
Where would you have been without him in Fort Worth or here today?
Vic, baseline, out, straight on. What movement? Left corner 3, Mikhailuk. No, that time. And spears it out of the air for Texas Tech. Great point on Evans. Let's see what happens here with the Red Raiders down 36-28. Trying to make a run here. They've given up runs. It's time to go on one. Evans fakes right, drives it left, spins into the lane. Out for Stevenson, straight on 3. Bounced left. The heat check for Niem and a rebound for Lucas.
It was, Hax, but you're relying solely on those shots now. No touches, no drives, no touches in the paint, no drives to the bucket. Just sitting back, and you can't do what Kansas can do. You know, they can do that.
Foul underneath on Gray as Lucas steps to the line. 64% free throw shooter. Has the 4th most makes at the line this year for KU. Free throw up, in. Boy, wanted it from downtown. Rebounding, Texas Tech 15, KU 14. Lucas with the right wrist taped up, eyes on the rim, high above the head, and in today. And a 10-point lead. 12 the largest. Lead time piling up for the Jayhawks. That 9-0 run they had vaulted them to the advantage earlier in this half. 2:20 left. Stevenson on the gallop. Left corner 3 by Ross. Strong. What a rebound by Smith and out of bounds off of Bragg.
Man must continue to shoot the basketball. I mean, he's got to continue to just have amnesia with the miss and just, pull the trigger if he's open.
Back screen. They wanted Stevenson now on the curl. Evans too good on the defense for the Jayhawks. 2:05 left to play in the first half. Ross on the post. Backs down Mikhailuk. Got hammered. Shot it up. Knocked it down.
He's been very unselfish here his senior year, but again, it's amazing. You look at his season numbers. He missed some games because of that injury, but he's only made 23 threes in this season so far.
Free throw up by Ross. Front rimmed it.
It's mental right now with Mr. Ross. Yep, he claps his hands again in frustration, just not all the way back.
He's missed 5 of his last 10 free throws.
Yep, he's got to grind away at it, get himself through this funk.
1:48 left to play the first half. Mikhailuk touches to Mason. Right wing, high post Jackson. Step back, tough 18-footer. If that's goal, in big trouble. Josh Jackson knocks it down and looked like Kobe. He's got 13.
That's why he will likely play in the association next year.
Evans flings it out for Ross. Covered up head to toe in black. Backing up Niem, nothing available. Evans with a jab and a rocker step right. 1:20 left in the first half. Evans got fouled, I thought. Yep, he missed it, but he'll shoot 3 free hit.
Similar to that final play in Waco. Ish Wainwright got a piece of the ball at that point, but it's very similar to the on-ball defense right there.
Performance against Kansas and 20 points against TCU. Makes the first, makes the second. This guy's team's in double figures. Crowd standing with their hands in the air in the student section. Free throw good. He made them all. Keenan Evans, he's up to 17 points, and he's keeping the Red Raiders afloat. 40-33, third-ranked Kansas with 1:12 left to play in the first half. Low screens being set. Keenan got a hand, and then a sheepish whistle.
When you get a little momentum, it's, yeah, that's a tough one.
Vic missed the free throw. Hey. Smith gets the rebound. I think the official said, hey, didn't you want that, Coach Beard? Here's Smith. Wanted to attack. He'll instead shoot the free throw line. Jumper, he knocked out. 5-point game. Timeout, Bill Self.
Elevated up here by the free throw line. They're going to try to backdoor you for one of these backdoor cuts.
Yeah, so 3 players low.
Yeah, be ready for it.
And they'll be coming out front now, setting baseline screens all over the place. KU's offense snaps to action. And there's a wide open Bragg for a layup.
Yep.
Door cut curl thing, and Graham finds Bragg his first deuce. Hard to stop it. 37 seconds left. Devin Thomas had some space but didn't drive it. KU 42, Texas Tech 35. Pass flung out for Smith. Finds Evans. Evans on the drive. Throws it right corner for Niem. Amongst the trees. Layup missed. Off Mikhailuk. It'll be Red Raider.
You get
your offensive guy.
They're set up in a box formation right here. They just try to get the going to try to get the ball in bounds, get it in Ross's hands.
7-6. Ross on the spin, falls down. 4-3, and it's stolen by Kansas, and they have time with 10 seconds left. This is a big trip. 42-35 KU. They've got the rock. Graham shoots it for 3 straight on, off to the right. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Ross, three-quarter court heave, way off to the left.